Hello, I'm Andy G. At my canoe club, we've developed a methodology for removing floating pennywort, and today I'm going to show you how it's done. So I'm cutting the pennywort with my hand, and already I need to pull the boat slightly further forward. As I break the stems and pennywort off to make the channel, I generally put them on the mat, which will save fragments going into the river, and move the paddle forward. This is quite a well established mat here, and I'm moving my hand backwards and forwards in the channel to make sure that there's nothing holding it, or what will happen when I get to the end of cutting the mat, I'll find that it's still being held and we'll have to backtrack. So it's a lot easier if you make sure that you've got your channel as you go. Has a lovely minty smell. It's very easy to leave your paddle behind. I think there's some reeds caught up. Just snap those as well. And now we've cleared a bit of a channel. That's a double check that you've got all of the channel cut. The paddle's very handy for being able to move the mat. It's just being held a single strand there. Now it's ready to float down the river. It's useful when you've got brambles and trees on the side of the bank where you don't want the pennywort getting snagged. It's useful to have a buddy that can maybe go the other side of the stream to help with not getting snagged, which will slow the process down. So we're going to be going down to the extraction point, which has been pre-organised about 50 metres downstream. Very important that we get over to the bank early enough that we don't float past the extraction point. It's nigh on impossible pushing these mats back upstream. It's generally best if you have to dump the pennywort on the opposite bank to go in a J shape so that you're closest to the bank that you're going to extract it as quick as possible. Otherwise, you're going to overshoot. So when you're guiding the mats into the bank, sometimes you can have the people on the bank, particularly if there's not much flow, can help you with a long line and a grappling hook to pull it in. Today we've got a very good flow, so it's been very easy to push this mat over. And there you go. A couple of good tips when you're doing cut and float. It's extremely important that you have a dialogue with the people that you're working with on the bank. Firstly, the mats that you present to them have got to be of a manageable size. It's no good giving them mats that are far too heavy. And secondly, when they're lifting the mats out, the mats are really heavy with the water. If you lift a bit and drain, and then lift a bit more and drain, you'll be lifting a lot less weight than you would be if you tried to pull it straight out. After you've completed cut and float, you need to move on to step 2, which is forensic search. With this, you need to return 2 or 3 days afterwards, and you do a fingertip search along the bank and remove any floating fragments that have ended up in the reeds, such as leaves and stems. If you don't do this, the fragments could grow into even bigger mats. After this, we move into step 3, which is pennywort patrol, where you return every 2 weeks or so and remove any strands that you find. And this needs to be done on a regular basis until it's gone.
So the methodology of cutting and then floating the mats of pennywort on the river's surface is a really intuitive way that these guys have developed to move large amounts of floating pennywort really efficiently. If you're a club across the UK whose river is infected with floating pennywort mats, we'd really recommend you learning this step-by-step methodology to help remove a lot of the pennywort from your river. If you'd like help getting rid of floating pennywort in your rivers, please get in touch with us here at British Canoeing for more information.